Shalom. This is Brother Tazabah.
Brother Michael.
Alright, we're the brothers from the GMS Birmingham camp. I want to start out by giving all glory, infinite praises unto Yahweh Shemi Abashah. Then want us to our apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well. Salutations unto the Akim throughout the four corners that are putting their life on the line week in and week out. Alright, we just wanted to come real quick, Lord willing, this lesson's edifying or whatever. We're on our way to camp. And just speak on, like keeping patience in a moment of anger, and in that moment of anger, you won't react because we're keeping a patient anger. We understand in a stage of keeping a patient anger is like, I know that there's always something that could vex me, but yet I must reach to a higher understanding. All right, and sometimes it's we all have that high understanding, but even with that high understanding, we don't have the high standard that it calls us to move in a better way. But us being, of the hopeful elect, Lord willing, we be of that number. Hey, we shoot for that higher standard, so we understand, in our day to day, that we're representatives of Yahweh Shemi Awashai. All right. So how we react to things, all right, that's the most important in the sight of Yahweh Shemi Awashai. Our day-to-day actions, man. All right. I'm sitting up here reflecting on my past week. Was a particular moments. Hey, I could have done better, man. I know for a fact I could have done better. But then there was other points throughout the week. Hey, the Lord allowed me to find success. All right. But I'm still just more so paying attention to the points that I could have got better. But at the same time, I know this is a thing of like what we're going into in this lesson is moving on anger. And anger shows itself in many different shapes, forms, and facets, but it always starts by an offense or you having an expectation or a goal. You had a view of something or whatever, and it didn't turn out your way. All right? So how do you respond to those moments in which you're angry, man? All right? Now, the brother had, a precept. Did you want me to go ahead and pull it for you?
Come.
I'll pull it real quick for him. This is Ephesians 4:26. It says, "Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath."
Yeah. So no matter how mad you get, no matter how much anybody can piss your cornflakes, they say in the world, do not go off and sin. Because at the end of the day, you gotta turn back and make it up to Yahweh by Hashem Yahshai. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to let the Lord do all the work. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to send up press to Him and ask Him to fight your battles.
Yeah.
All right? Because you don't want to, go off, do something that you're going to regret in the future.
Huh? Hey, because the Lord don't give a damn about you saying I'm sorry or you apologizing to these 2/3 in the world when you offend in the spirit, man. When I offend a brother, hey, Salakia, brother. But when I offend in my day to day, it's simply my conduct, man. A way I could have responded to a situation. That was like, the Lord wouldn't have smiled on that, and the brother would have probably checked me and told me I could have went a better way. Jake got to look in the mirror. And that's all because of what? Jake can get in their feelings, man, and let these uncouth people these people are vulgar, you know? It's a why? Because the spirits recognizes like, yo, this is regality that I'm dealing with, man. I'm dealing with a spirit of nobility. And now he meet me in the road. That's all they need. Sometimes you can't meet Jake on their playing field. And sometimes you have to, man. Alright?
Oh,
And you got it?
It's a precept come to mind, just back up what you're saying. But should I forget from it?
I got you.
I believe it goes like walk towards those that are without.
Oh, walk honest. Yeah.
Because you gotta be wise too in this thing. So you can't be like on the same carnality level as Jake in the world. Cause Jake ain't got no wisdom in the world. The first thing they think about is grabbing a gun.
Yeah.
Or fighting. They don't know how to be wise and walk away from situations and let the Lord handle, their battles. But the pride that boasted up in them, it tells, basically tells them that they got everything under control themselves.
Yeah, that's 1 Thessalonians 4:12. That ye may walk honestly towards them that are without, and that ye may have lack of nothing. You got it?
Yeah, so you got,
Matter of fact, let me jump up. Is it study that ye study to be quiet, do your own business, work with your own hands? Walk. I know what you're talking about. Walk honest amongst those that are without. I think this was that. Or was it another?
I believe it was another.
Let's see. All right, this is Colossians 4:5. It says, walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time.
Yeah, man, so you gotta be wise. Okay, you gotta be circumspect. Yeah. Before you react to a situation, you gotta think to yourself like, what's the outcome? What the outcome gonna be? Okay, am I gonna get victory because I handle this currently, or am I gonna be the bigger person and walk off? Okay, and still get victory spiritually. Cause a lot of Jake out there, they look on things carnal. They look at getting revenge, such as, fighting, shooting, or whatever they do, that they believe is all they promise. But at the end of the day, we got a higher source, to fight for us, defend us, the one that's over everything. It'd be wise, to let him fight your battles, because the Lord can do things that you can't do.
That's right. I continue. It says, let your speech be always with grace. And that's our speech is our conduct as well, man. It says seasoned with salt. And what is that? The understanding, man. Alright? Because what? Hey, that he that is without salt, what? It's good to be trampled underfoot. Roughly paraphrasing, man. Alright? When salt has lost its saltness, alright? That ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. Alright, that's when they asking of the scriptures, and when you're put in a situation as well, man. We got to know how to supposed to deal with these situations, these times. Alright, let me go here. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosoms of fools. You see? So, hey man, the scriptures also go to say that matter of fact, let me get it. Anger not meant for man. Alright, this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 10:18. It says, pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. You see, that's all of us. We're all born of a woman. Hey, so righteously, for you to be angry means you had an expectation. Was your expectation righteous? Because if not, hey, what the hell you being angry about? Because the Lord's anger is called indignation. It's righteous. You see? So when things don't move according to as they're supposed to, yeah, he has a right. That's a defective object out there. We got to get that off the. We got to get that off the floor. We got to get that out of the market, huh? You see? But yet Jake is prideful. And what comes from pride? Anger, man. When people expectations are not met, when people people feel they've been offended, and we're the most offended in this thing, man. But just as the precept read earlier, man, be ye angry but sin not. All right, let's go here. Romans 12:19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. All right, so rather give place unto wrath is what? Rather give place unto judgment. The judgment, the place of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Leave room for him to execute. If you go try to go take it by your own means, where what does that leave room for glory for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man? You didn't show no faith. You see, you brought it forth by your own hands. So ultimately, when you need the Lord to deliver you by his hands or whatever, that's gonna take a thing of faith. And seeing that you've never showed that thing, you've always you forced the course of the river, so to speak. The Lord is gonna leave you to your own demise in that day. You're gonna think that you can overcome this by your own will, man. Nah. Avenge not yourselves. It says, I will repay, saith the Lord. You see? So the Lord will repay, man. I end off here. Psalms 58:10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. All right? But he got to show what? Patience, man. Patience is a virtue. You see? It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Because that's the ultimate end, all right, of an angry man. Look at Esau. That's why, hey, man, we're all angry because we're all so used to instant gratification here in this society. Why else did we show road rage? You know, a nigga late at a particular job or whatever, like, you know, I work healthcare or whatever, from time to time, like, the next nigga, it's like you waiting on the next motherfucker to come in. Or a man that's doing security and it's 24 hours. You can't leave your post. I worked military. I did military. It's the same thing here. You can't leave your post or whatever, and the dude sitting up here taking pussyfooting, you know, that'll create a level of anger in you. But nah, we ain't gonna act on it. I'll read this. It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. So what? Hey, we gotta hold fast. Though as much as we want to leave, you know, leave out, man, I'll show this nigga. Hey, you're fired. Or he pull up and you still on. You're fired. You see? It's a code and conduct, you know? It's a way to go about this. So we all gotta maintain our anger, man. We have to be righteous diplomats in the sight of these people, in representation of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right? From the brolic to the most king, we gotta show our manners and maintain a particular level of patience, man. All right, and that's a level of sufferance. All right, it says he shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, because that's the ultimate end in the demise of the wicked. You see? If you show your anger now, you're gonna get fired from your jobs. You'll put yourself in a situation you might get locked up. Now brothers got to bail you out. Now you putting brothers in the bind because you didn't apply wisdom. All right. But this ain't the time, man. Show patience in moments of anger. But that's all we had through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Want to end off by giving all glory, infinite praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Love on us, the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Till the next time, Shalom.